Hello, everybody, and we are back streaming again, and we are here, doing a nice all flesh must be eaten stream. Who doesn't like zombies, right? A lot of people don't, but zombies can be kind of scary, especially if they bite or scratch you. It's like no cure for the virus, this mysterious virus that went through everywhere and ravaged the town and stuff like that. So, here we are. And well, eventually I'm going to. There's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm doing 2 more streams after this, and then this series will be on a temporary wrap-up or shutdown. Because I got to be able to catch up, and then we are going to probably, Chris, you and I are probably going to tackle, Call of Cthulhu again together, because I was having fun with that one. So yeah, and alright, so this is episode 13. If I'm not mistaken, we're in the game. This is day 12 from the looks of it, it's day 12 of the outbreak. This outbreak's been going on for almost 2 weeks now. And, yeah, day 12. Yeah, we got 2 more days left, and then, but, here's some more potential threads that will come out, which, going forward, I'm preparing to try Pathfinder with my kids, and if it goes well, I might look into using Mythic to run some kind of campaign. Gus, I'm telling you, man, I don't know if you've gotten the book yet, but yeah, it's definitely worth the buy. I do have to get on to doing a review. So I had a peek at the PDF. Yep. Like I said, I think you and I spoke last time, and I told you, just prepare yourself. It is dry material. It took me, just haven't found the time to read through it all yet. Yep. It is dry material. To get some flavor, I recommend looking up a few people. The Crouch Couch is the Grouch Couch is one of them, or is it Couch Grouch? Grouch Couch? Forget it. I'll put it in there. Should do Castles and Crusades. Yes, I should, but we have a lot of time to get around to stuff. Thanks. Yep, we got that. There's others out there. A lot of others. You just got to look them up on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch. I recommend YouTube because I know there's a few on there. There's got to be a few on Rumble. Twitch, I'm not so sure about, but we'll get around to it. So, all right. So we left everything off as we left everything off with Luke making it back to the cabin in the woods that's keeping everyone safe, with Karen and Darnell here. As soon as I find Darnell's right there. So everyone's finally made it back safely. Luke, Leia, and Han. Wait, wrong franchise. Yep. Kind of, maybe, I would say probably Leia, who was the other guy? Lando and Han. There you go. No. Well, they all made it back, but they made it back with more survivors. And a couple of them have came forward. We got to meet, one of the new survivors is Tanya Brooks, who is a redneck and a hunter that hunts in the wildlands of Arizona. We also met, one of the first people we met was Diego Ramirez. He was the one who broke into, let me put this here for my own future reference, Couch Grouch. Yes, or Grouch Couch. You know what? I'm going to figure this out. Give me just a second. I'm going to look him up right now, even though I was in the middle of describing something. Give me just a second. Okay. Here we go. You know what? Better yet, I'll do you a solid right here. I'll post this channel right here for you. There we go. Haha. Sorry for derailing. Oh, you're good. It's not derailing. What did I just post? That's not the right one. Oh, Lord. That was my Twitter update. There we go. There we go. Alright, we got it. Oh, Lord. Alright. So, Dia Ramirez, one of the new ones. Yeah. And then we met another girl, Elena Varga, who was a teacher. And then we met this guy, Miles Carson, who originally ran away and then brought 8 new survivors to us. And with the 8 new survivors that apparently he knew about, and he was sneaking stuff to them to help keep them alive. So, I mean, I guess he's kind of a hero, but I'm not sure. You can't really trust that smile. And then we have one of the 8 survivors was Clyde Mathers, who made it to Payson. He was a guy that we left behind in Creta Ridge that would refuse to leave his mechanic shop. But he made it to Payson and found refuge in Payson. Temporarily. Now he is with us. So, yeah. And so far we have a total of 14, about 21, 22 survivors. So, we've got a nice little place. I missed a bit. What happened to Crazy Linda? Did we keep the ice cream truck? No. They got rid of the ice cream truck, and then they killed the guy who took the ice cream truck. And Crazy Linda, she's still here. She's still very much alive too. However, if you remember Sasha and her son Frankie, her son Frank Valois did not make it, but Sasha made it, and she had to bury her son. So she's going through a lot right now. Very much a lot. So let's set the mood, shall we? We're going to open up with some main descriptors. Mysteriously, oh Lord. Feeble. Mysteriously and feeble. Alright. That's the scene for you, right? Mysteriously and feeble. And of course it looks like modern. And charming. It's a nice freaking day. It's a nice freaking day. I think mysteriously feeble. Mysteriously probably means that somebody is watching the cabin. One of our threads list, we had a stalker, and so far the stalker was discovered by Luke and Jennifer. If you don't remember who they are, Jennifer, the nurse, was helping out Luke, and of course Luke McCarthy right here. So these two, and it looks like he might be back. Is the stalker still stalking outside their house? And I'm going to say is likely, because we have not caught him. Exceptionally, yes. Nice. Well, you know what? I hate to break it to everybody, but I feel Tanya, she's a hunter. And since she's new, she probably did not sleep too well. And if she did, that's fine. But I think she might be up at 6 a.m. in the morning. Let's see here. I think she's like a 6 a.m. gal. Or even a 5 a.m. gal. I'm going to say that's a simple possibility. Let's see. Would she be awake? I'm going to roll her willpower. Maybe she's sleeping. No, she's definitely awake. So, let's see here. I'm going to roll perception. And see what she gets here. I'm going to roll for her notice and her situational awareness, and then she's going to get a 6. 1 for acute hearing and sight. I feel like I should give her an additional... How much did I pay for that? I mean, she's a hunter by trade. I'm going to give her additional +2. Like, her obsession is hunting and surviving. Well, survivalist is one thing, but hunting. She loves to hunt, so I'm going to give her a +2 to that. Because it could be, she did not mean to necessarily hunt the stalker, but she might be definitely hot on his trail. So let's roll that and see what we got here. We got a 25. Wow. Learned everything from her PA. Yep. Hang on, we got to see what a 25 is, because this This might be good. I gotta boot up the book real quick. She received a 25 on this. Let's see. That. All right, 25. According to this, a 25 is mind-boggling success. It is 7 levels of success. So for every plus 3 to the total above 23, so I get increase the success level by 1 and social skills future bonus by 1. Woohoo. Okay, all right. Add a plus 1 to damage rolled for every additional success. Well, that's for combat, but she is getting a, let's see, plus 3 total above to the total above 23. So 24, 25, we're going to say it's going to be a plus, she gets a plus 6 whenever she is hunting someone. That is, and this is a permanent plus 6. So she's good at not just hunting game, but she's freaking fantastic at hunting anything. No, Pa, like Pa, her dad. Father, Fasha, yeah. Something like that. So she's definitely eyeballing. I wonder how well she's hiding. I'm definitely going to, let's see here. We're going to say stealth. And situational awareness would not play, but I am going to give her that plus 6 bonus because maybe the stalker, she's stalking the stalker. I can see that being a thing. We got a 1, which is a failure, and it still comes to a 14 result. And I still got a 14. So with that being said, that's 3 levels of success. This stalker has nothing on her whatsoever. So Tanya is definitely eyeballing the stalker. So we are under the understanding the stalker is a human hunting an animal, but he or she is currently watching the cabin. Can Tanya tell if it's a boy or a girl? We're going to say unsure. But if it's no, then it's no for a man. So I guess we got to know if it's male or female. She cannot tell the gender. So that means this person is covered from head to toe and God only knows what. So this is actually, let's see here. Either she's probably out of range, doesn't know what to do, but yeah, she is definitely stalking this person. Let's see if I can get an appearance roll on this. Now that we have, so the appearance appears festive and hurt. Festive and hurt. Like someone's wearing a ghillie suit. Probably. It says the character's appearance is festive but hurt. Well, the clothes are probably, I don't think maybe the person's actually hurt. It could just be blood all over them because they were hunting whatever's out there. And as far as festive goes, I'm going to say tie-dye colors, so it's probably a hippie. So, yeah, probably someone wearing some brightly colored clothes or some dark clothes, maybe with some festive stuff on it. Boy, this is going to be... I mean, she has the ability to drop on this person without this person even being able to make a move. Question is, would it be good to have her drop? You know what? Hell yeah, we're gonna have us a nice thing here. She is gonna try and wound the person in the leg, probably. Well, I don't know, because if it is person, could be that. Oh God, the hippie from Zombie. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I just don't know how Tanya would proceed with this, given her attitude. She's blunt, loud, and proudly rural. She thrives in the outdoors and distrusts city folks. I mean, with the success of a 14, she wouldn't gain an additional bonus, but she can also do a head strike. And try to knock him out, as provided it does enough force. You know, that's what she's gonna do. That's what she's gonna do. She is gonna do a head strike. She's had enough time to look at this person, and the head strike will count. I'm gonna say it's simple because she will have the drop. This will be brawling, so she does have that ability. And I don't think situational awareness would apply, but maybe. That way she knows where to do it. And I'm still thinking a +2 for freaking hunting. You know, she is made for this. She does have a bad temper, so this definitely would play into it. She doesn't like people watching her. Oh, wow, 15. Which is actually 4 levels of success. So as this person probably gets ready to turns around, all they see is the butt of her gun going right back, like right at their face or to the back of their head, and they're seeing stars. They didn't even make a sound. So Tanya's probably going to go let Luke know now, and she's gonna drag this person right back to camp. Well, that was an 8. Forget that. I'm gonna suspend. I'm gonna expend 1 essence points, and receive a success, and she drags him back to camp. Meanwhile, while at camp, everyone is pretty much getting up and around, and let's see. I imagine Luke is sitting in the kitchen of his cabin, of his wife's cabin, with Karen, about the current situation at hand. And just like Will Smith in the middle of the desert with the alien, what the hell is that smell? Yeah. Luke and Karen, we did find out some things about her marriage. We found out that she was pregnant, she had the baby aborted, there was medical concerns for it, there was a heartbeat, she wanted the baby too. It was a great risk, and she found out that she dealt with cancer but never told Luke. It was out of fear that it would break him. And then secretly she's still in love with Luke. With that being said, I am going to roll a willpower to see how well they're functioning on this morning, to see if she's letting it bother her. She's going to get a -1 to this. And we're going to go, yep. Nerves, I don't think Nerves of Steel would be a thing. And she succeeds. So yeah, is this the divorced couple with the cabin? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So Karen, they did find some coffee, and Karen and Luke, they're sitting there having coffee for the first time. They haven't not had it in the last year together. And Karen goes, "Well, this is nice." Luke's like, "Yep." Kind of like the times that we had that we were married. She's like, "Yeah, I do remember those times." And Luke turns around and says, "Are we going to talk about the fact that Miles Carson knows you, that used car salesman?" And Karen's like, "Luke, I met him when my car broke down and I needed to buy another vehicle. Okay? It was during our divorce. And no, I did not sleep with him. Luke at this, turns and says, I just want to know, really want to know, why we got the divorce. Kieran's like, we just grew apart. You wanted to take me shooting all the time at the gun range. I'm a girl who wanted to have flowers. I'm sorry. And it's just like, hey, you were the only guy I probably really dated right after, college. And then we got married. And I wanted to have kids. And you didn't seem like you were really into that. Paint flowers on the guns. Problem solved. And Luke's like, maybe we were just two different people after all. Who knows? Karen's like, sometimes, I spend all my time around gun wounds, or at least I used to before this world went to shit. All of a sudden, they both hear, coming through the door, grunting, is Tanya. And Tanya brings in this person, and Karen looks at her and says, oh my god, is that a person? She's like, yeah, sorry, I knocked him out. I think he was stalking. He's been watching the cabin. I noticed him early this morning. And Luke, does Luke recognize him? Or recognize him or her? I'm wondering. I'm going to roll his intelligence to pull up a... Oh, yeah, definitely. I got 2 levels of success. Luke looks at at this person and says, you found them stalking? Yeah, they were stalking the cabin. He's like, yeah, they have been for a while. At least a couple days now. And you caught them. Nice catch. Let's tie them up and see what their plan is. So let me get some major fake questions here. Is this a guy or a girl? Let's go with, let's talk about the gender here. We got the appearance. So, is this a male? We're going to say unsure. It can go 50-50. Exceptionally, no. This is a female. Another female. Whew. Wow. Okay. Someone who was really good at tracking. And let's see. Let's look at our list of people here. Maybe another hunter? Oh, dear Lord. I think I know who it could be. Definitely who it could be. So this, Widow McCready? Yeah, okay. Now my next question is... Alright, so this is a female. Are they armed? I'm going to definitely say likely. They were out here hunting. No, they are not armed. They have no weapons. What the hell? So Luke and Karen prepares a chair. Does Luke actually manage to find some zip ties and tied her hands down while revealing that it is a female? Would anyone here recognize her? Anyone? This is like 14 people. I'm going to say unsure, 50-50. No. Okay, so she's probably from somewhere else. And Karen's like, great. We're turning my kitchen of this cabin into a fucking interrogation room. And Luke's like, no one's... This is not an interrogation. We just want to know why she was hunting, or at least stalking the cabin. We just want to know who she is and what she wants. There's no reason for anything here. We just gotta figure it out. Let's just get some water. Karen, get one of the bottles of water for me real quick, and let's wake her up. And Luke goes up and says, "Hey, wake up!" And she wakes up, and She looks around and says, who hit me? And Tanya, of course, says, I did. You know, you really should stalk, if you're going to stalk someone, at least should do it a little bit better. Kind of heard every sound you made. She's like, funny, I didn't hear any sound you made. She's like, well, that's because I'm a good hunter. So, what's your name? Well, they call me Tex. And it looks like they call you Tex. Why is that? She's like, because I'm from Texas. Fuckwad. And Luke's like, hey, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. You've been stalking my cabin. And Karen says, excuse me. It's actually my cabin. I won in the divorce. Luke rolls his eyes and goes, yes, okay, you're stalking my ex-wife's cabin. And my question is why? This is my land. You've been trespassing in. I was hoping to scare y'all away. Shit. Okay, yeah. There's no dog yet. Was she hunting an animal? We're gonna say unsure. Yes. Was the animal dead? Or was it undead? We're gonna say dead for the first question. No. Okay. So it was a living animal. She turned around and says, the Mexican gray wolves, which kind of inhabit a little bit of this Arizona area, they're moving inward towards the infected. That's why you get the infected gray wolves. If I remember correctly, does she know about the campsite? I'm going to say is likely. She might have been stalking Luke for a while. Yes. That's why when you built that campsite the way you did and you found the gray wolves and was able to take them out and you burned them, well, there's more gray wolves feeding on these infected people. Luke turns around and says, wait a minute. You knew about the campsite about 5 miles from here? She's like, yeah, I've been watching you for a long time. Since the start of the outbreak, I think. Was it the start of the outbreak? I'm going to say it's likely. Exceptionally, yes. He's like, wait a minute. Were you... So, you've been stalking me since the start of the outbreak? She's like, yeah, been watching you, seeing how you survived. Honestly, I thought you were gonna be killed, defending that guy, Lou. You know about Lou? For the last time, yes. I'm from Texas, and I kind of was on vacation. So I decided to come out here, do a little bit of hunting. I was at the campsite, but when the campsite went to shit and everyone was pretty much turned and I watched you two fight, I didn't know if I could trust you guys. I mean, come on. 2 guys in the middle of the woods with a single woman? Yeah. Like, I have trust issues. Who the hell wouldn't? And I didn't know that you were a cop. Nor did I know that you had an ex-wife. So I didn't know if you guys were friendly or not. So I decided to check in. Looks like you could have made yourself known. I could have. But again, we're going to play some music as she starts talking a little bit more. I forgot I totally had music here. She's like, yeah, I could have. But then again, have you seen the way the world is right now? I mean, does she know about the situation in Payson? No. I mean, I don't know if people are getting greedy as shit. And, also staying in a large group might be kind of dangerous. I mean, look, you had those hordes of walkers and infected that came out. And it looks like you do know about the classifications the military gave. She's like, yes, I've been listening. I've listened in. I've heard quite a bit. And then after you guys lost the boy, I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. Luke turns around and says, are you here to hurt us? Let's see. Was her intentions here to hurt? I'm going to say it's unlikely, but I'm only going to move it one level over into that. Yes, my intentions. Would she tell the truth? I'm gonna say it's unsure. At this point, she's been caught, so exceptionally no. She's like, no, I was not going to hurt any of you. I promise you that. Let's see here. You know what? Luke's gonna have to try his best at scanning people. Let's see if he would notice a tell. Because he was a cop, he would have had to notice that. He would have had to have a tell. You know, everyone has a tell. He notices that she looked off to the left and said, you know, I noticed you looked off to the left instead of staring at me when you said that. Were you planning to harm us? Would she have frozen in this, knowing that he reiterated the question? No. She's like, no. I was not planning to hurt you. Oh, damn. He's definitely not believing her. He's like, I don't believe you. You ran when we tried to find you. You didn't even try to, maybe she was not planning to hurt anyone, but she was prepared to. That's a very good one. I like that one. Music stops for a moment, so what? Why we just? She's like, he's like, I just don't believe you, because you could have this entire time made contact with us, and you had to have known that maybe being in a group is a lot better than being by yourself. She's like, well, I don't know. This has been going on for damn near almost 2 weeks, and I've done pretty well by myself. Let's see here. She's like, Karen, check her over. And Karen looks like, what am I looking over for? Bite marks, scratches, anything that an infected could give her. Make sure that she's not going to turn. And let's see here. It would be definitely a. I'm gonna say a medicine roll. Gonna look her over. Do we find any bites or scratches? Because she is all bloodied. Yes. So she removes the pant leg and lifts it up, and she tries to twitch, and she's like, she's got a bite mark. Is she showing any signs of infection? I'm gonna say it's likely. Exceptional, no. Huh. Does the bite look fresh? I'm going to say is likely. Yes. Okay. She must have just gotten it. Does it look like a humanoid bite? Yes. Okay. So it was something. Karen looks at her and goes, "So you've been bitten?" She's like, "Yeah, what of it?" So I've been bitten. Probably won't take long before you start showing, symptoms turn into what they are. Luke says, okay, give us a minute to convene. Luke takes Karen and Tanya into the other room and goes, what do you guys think? Tanya's like, well, maybe she wasn't planning to hurt you. I don't know. I can't tell things with people, but I definitely wouldn't trust her. Karen's like, the bite looks fresh. Maybe, let's say a couple hours? If not, it's at least an hour old or less. Yes. A couple hours old. How long do symptoms normally start? Depends on the person and their immune system. I mean, I don't know. I was, like I said, I wasn't at the hospital. I mean, I was at the hospital a little bit, but I don't know. Luke turns to Karen and says, keep monitoring her. I'm not releasing her yet, and if she has been bitten, she can turn at any moment, so we're definitely keeping her restrained. Tanya, if you can at the moment, I've got some things to attend to out here, such as maybe getting a few people together to help organize the truck. Maybe things could be getting a little worse out here, but actually, maybe it'd be better if you play lookout for us. She's like, I think I could do that. Definitely keep watch, make sure that none of the walkers make it here. If she made it here, they could make it here. Any infected or anything. He's like, absolutely. But I am going to send Jennifer in to help you, Karen. And how does Karen feel about that? She has not liked Jennifer because she notices that Jennifer has had a little bit of a connection with Luke. Hey, Furious Dan. Yeah, she's okay with it. She's like, yeah, we'll definitely monitor her vitals over the next few hours. We'll keep a close watch on everything. Does Karen have any medical supplies that she can use to draw blood with? Yes, she does. I think this would help us move away from a thread because we were short on... There was a medicine shortage. There was no medical supplies. But if we have some, then that'd be good. So that means, yeah. And then we know that the stalker is no longer stalking the cabin. So we're good there. Is the power currently on? Let's find out. Unsure. Yes, the power is currently on. How have you been, Tabletop? Furious Dan, I've been great. I am solely playing a TTRPG using Mythic Game Master Emulator 2nd Edition. And so far I've been getting people sold on it. Alright, so Karen's going to keep close watch on Tex. Tanya's going to take Outlook while, Lookout. And Luke is going to gather a few people. He is definitely going to enlist Diego, Darnell, and let's see here. I think he will enlist Clyde to help start organizing the inside a little bit. He's definitely going to get, at least start organizing the back of the truck. In the last stream, they managed to find a trailer full of goods. What they're trying to do is organize the goods. That way, if they need a getaway, they have an escape vehicle that they can load everybody up in and begin moving them further away from, away from the infected. So Luke actually gets with Lou and Miles to have everyone to help keep a lookout and keep everyone safe. Pastor Elwood, I think, is going to be counseling Sasha today to make sure that she is staying pretty good. Let's see how his counseling session goes. So as they're currently organizing the back of the trailer, the semi-trailer, Pastor Elwood begins speaking to Sasha and goes, "How are we feeling today, Sasha, given the loss that you have suffered? And remember that every day is a trial that the Lord puts in front of us." And he's going to use a little bit of his smooth talking and charisma to at least talk to her. And I think his faith would play a little bit of factor in it too. Oh, and he gets an additional +5. Oh, he got a 31. A 31. Holy shit. Okay, let's see here. Social level increases future social skills bonuses for this by +1 above 24. So that'd be 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. That's a +7. I'm going to move that to a +7, I guess. So, she has definitely found peace. And she turns to the pastor, Mr. Elwood, Pastor Elwood, and says, Father, I feel completely at peace. The Lord came and saved my son from this times of trial and tribulations. I remember last night when you were reading the book of Revelations to me and basically have informed us that, God has a plan for the end of days. And I truly think that this is it. Does she truly believe that? I'm gonna say with a plus. I'm gonna say with a 7 on that. Yes, possibly. Nothing else would play a factor. She is gonna receive though. I'm gonna say a 0 actually, because her drawbacks. Well, no, her drawbacks is a 2 there and a 3 there. I'm gonna say -5, so I'm gonna say a +2. She's possibly have found faith. 12. Yep, she's like, and it was because of this that I found faith, Father. He's like, that is good, my child. Father, you've devoted yourself to the Lord. Why would he keep you here above all else? She's like, it says in the book of Revelations that all of God's people would join him in heaven during these times. And you are still here. And the pastor turns and says, well, my child, my job is to be the shepherd for those that are lost. I do believe maybe that is why I'm here. Or maybe I have not been as faithful as I believe I have been. But I must still believe in his teachings. It's just a known fact. I believe that here soon you should be getting ready to get back up on your feet. I know you haven't been yourself because of your injury, but here pretty soon, I hope that you start to heal a little bit faster each day. And Sasha turns and says, yes, I've been praying for it, so that way I can begin to help find some more survivors and make it through these end of days. Pastor's like, you will, my child. You will. And we're going to cut to everyone's working their ass off, really, in the trailer, where Luke is telling everybody how to organize it. Of course, they're probably falling behind him because he's kind of got, like, the natural leader. We are going to... Let's see here. I'm going to say no one's really challenging him. I'm going to say that this is simple. Yeah, we got a 13. Definitely. So, that's 3 levels of success. Oh, he has an authority issue. Fear of authority, so that's a -4. Haha. Yep, Diego's definitely following Luke's orders to the nth degree, because he's afraid that if he does not, that he will be out of here. Oh, wow. Okay. Cowardly is going to play a factor. And definitely so is Clyde. Darnell, I don't see that would have an issue, so I'm not going to really even roll, but you know what? Might as well just make it a roll just to be safe. He might have a difference of opinion. None of these guys have a difference of opinion. So they're all getting ready to move everything around. Luke is helping them out, and they're moving stuff. And Darnell's like, you really think we can fit everybody in here even after organizing some of the stuff? He's like, well, that's the hope. Breaking down the pallets, lining the walls, building up as far as we can. We should be able to at least use the second half of this, while the first half could be used for storage. I mean, that's my hope, in case that we have to actually leave here. And Diego's like, so, I heard that, I saw that Tanya girl bring in another person. Luke's like, Diego, that's really none of your business, but yeah, she did bring in somebody else, and it is a girl, and she's been bitten. We're trying to see how it affects her and see if maybe, I don't know, find something here that's going on. So everyone looks at Clyde and says, "So, who are you?" He's like, I'm sorry, sir. My name's Clyde Mathers. I was a mechanic over in Crater Ridge. I lived in the poor part of town." And Luke turns around and says, "Crater Ridge? Isn't that where Sasha and Jennifer and Frank was from?" Does Clyde remember? Clyde met Frank and Sasha. So that's another good question. Does he remember them? He does not. It's like, I honestly don't remember who you're talking about. I mean, off the top of my head, I mean, I did help somebody. There was a woman and a man and a woman and a child that I helped out, but unfortunately, the man did not. He didn't make it. And Luke said, "What happened to the guy?" He was attacked by looters and then eventually ate by the infected. Unfortunately, I could not help them. Luke kind of just bobs his head up and down. It's like, okay. The guy was from the OD Technology Incorporated company. They paid me to fix his vehicle, but unfortunately, the world ended on the same day. And Luke's like, that really sounds like where Sasha's from. She had a son named Frank who was bit some time ago. We also lost 11 other people. That's why you guys see the graves out there. And Diego's like, "What happened?" Infected. I think it was like 4 or 5 infected mixed in with a bunch of walkers. Just shambling all out of the woods. At that time we had no lookout, so they got the drop on us. It's like we barely even heard them coming. I'm not saying they can sneak around, but I've seen some pretty scary shit. Heck, me, Lou, and before we met Darnell, me, Lou, and Jennifer went to the rest area up the way here, Heber Overgreen, and that rest area where there's a market and gas station and a couple restaurants and stuff for truckers. And well, let's just say we got the living crap scared out of us. Diego's like, "What happened?" Well, I mean, we saw an infected. And this infected was moving towards us slowly. It wasn't even capable of running. And it looks like it was pulsating, like it had these, like, sacks of something. And it was just coming towards us slowly, and it kept saying, "Help me. Help me. Please help me." It was begging for something. We couldn't tell if it was because the infected that we know about, they just scream and moan and attack, but this one moves so slow, we could easily outrun it. We didn't even know what it was. I did a headshot. The head exploded, but not just the head, the whole body did. And it released this green bile everywhere. It was like stomach acid. Freaked Jennifer out. She went comatose on, catatonic for me on a minute while she got her bearings, but we got her back. I'm telling you guys, this virus, whatever this is, it's not normal. It's not like anything else we've ever seen in the world. Not like the Black Plague or bird flu or mad cow disease. It definitely animates the corpse, kills you. Like, these things are already dead. They bleed out of everywhere. And then some of the walkers, the flesh is just rotting off them. And they're moving so slow. But, I mean, so far we haven't seen anything with accelerated decay, so we don't know how long they can go like this. We know absolutely jack shit. Doubt the military does, too. But I'm telling you guys, we just got to be prepared for the future, if there is one. So at this point, while they're doing that, we're going to cut all the way into the next scene. And it's going to be Jennifer and Karen with Tex as they're overseeing. Let's see, I think 1d4 hours would have passed, and we're going to, like... So for everyone working, they're going to lose 2 endurance points. Anyone who's just having a social conversation is going... It's been 4 hours, so it's currently about 10 to 11 in the morning. These guys are going to lose just 4, and everyone else is going to lose 8. Oh, that's essence. Endurance points. 22, 31, and let's see. Darnell's going to lose 8, so... Oh, God. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Because he's working pretty hard. And let's see here. Want to make sure I get all these correct because we got to be fair, right? And Diego. All right. So Karen and Jennifer are overseeing Tex as she is currently sitting tied to a chair. Is she experiencing any symptoms? I'm going to say is unsure. It's been 4 hours. It's been about 4 or 5 hours since the bite. So she started experiencing symptoms. So Karen's going to do a look over. All right, good enough. So Karen looks over and says, Jennifer, jot down that it's been about 5 hours since the bite and the patient is experiencing symptoms. So far, heavy panting, a little bit of wheezing. Sounds like the common cold mixed in with a fever. Is the fever 102 or less? No, so it's 102 or greater. Is it 102 at least? No, so it's greater than 102. Okay. So let's see here. I'm going to roll a d6 as she takes the temperature. It's 104. Is she experiencing vomiting? Yes. As she begins coughing, Karen gets a bucket for her and she throws up all in the bucket, which is comes out with vomit and blood. Looks like 5 hours. Most people have, some people may have had less than that, but she looks like she has had 5 hours. After she stops vomiting, she's like, what am I, a fucking test subject? And Karen says, we don't know anything about this virus. I took several vials of blood from you, and I've been taking one each hour, or 1 or 2 each hour, while trying to give you plenty of orange juice and stuff that we can to keep you from losing too much. But if anyone's going to, and we're getting ready to put it in a cooler, because we may need to roll this to the CDC. You're probably one of the freshest test subjects we actually had, so we're documenting everything that we can. Does Karen have any video cameras? I'm going to say is likely. So they've probably been documenting this from a video standpoint as well as exceptionally no. Okay, so notebooks is all they have. Jennifer's like, well, vials of blood are only going to be good as long as we keep them fresh for, I think, up to a couple hours to a couple of days. She's like, yeah, but with that semi, we might be able to head to the nearest quarantine camp. Does Karen know where would Karen know where the nearest quarantine camp is? I mean, without the radio and communication, I'm going to give it a -2 penalty. She might have researched and did some investigation on it. I'm going to roll again. A 6. I'm going to roll it. I'm going to spend 5 essence points. And roll a d10. See if I can get lucky. 12. Karen turns around to Jennifer and says, actually, there was a quarantine camp over in Sholo. At least that's what I heard. I would have made it all the way there if I actually had a reason to go to Sholo. That semi might be able to get a couple of us there with the vials and a cooler. Jennifer's like, you're kidding. No. If we go, we're probably going to need to unhook the semi temporarily. And you, me, and Luke probably head that way. We can leave everyone else here temporarily while they, do that. And we could probably head to the nearest quarantine camp to see if we can talk to a CDC worker. Or at least find one that may know something about the virus. Did the wheezing get worse? I'm going to say is actually very likely because she is sick and she's been sick for 5 hours. They're not doing anything to keep her cool. They're letting... Yes. So the wheezing's been getting worse. The coughing's been getting worse. Karen's giving her, everything. Such as, if there's any CDC left. Is there any CDC left? We won't know. I don't think that question is pertinent. It may not be. So Karen keeps handing her the bucket, and she keeps throwing up. How much longer does she last? Another 4 hours. I'm gonna say is unlikely. At least another D4 hours. Exceptionally no. No, she's only gonna last another D2 hours. All right. 1 more hour. So at this point, about 1 o'clock goes around, and she finally croaks. They watch Tex die. Everyone's outside working, keeping everyone safe. And Karen starts a stopwatch that she has. And she says, Jennifer, stop it as soon as we see her move. And does she move in the next D4 minutes? Yes. All right. We're going to roll that and see what that turns out. 2 minutes. And her body begins twitching. And she begins moving. And as she does it, I think she's going to be infected because she only has like 1 bite. Not very damaged. So she begins here and then. It's like, she's like, stop the stopwatch. And she's like 2 minutes. Took her 2 minutes to turn. And let's see. Does she have the ability to... I think as infected, she's enraged. And she's going to try and break out. She's beginning to move the chair around, but she is unable to move or break. Nope, she's not able to break out. So Karen has a Glock, and she puts the Glock to the forehead. And we're going to I'm going to remove a bullet. And she does since she's kind of prone, I'm not even going to make her roll. She puts it to the forehead and pulls the trigger. Everyone hears it. Obviously, the gunshot's not going to be that quiet. Everyone hears it, and Luke moves quickly to the cabin with Darnell. I don't think... Clyde's not going to do it, and Diego might stay right there. And Luke and Darnell bust through the door, and they see that they shot Tex in the head. And Luke's like, what happened? Well, and Karen looks at Luke and goes, well, she was bit, she turned... Took roughly about 5.5, 6 hours from the bite. We documented everything, took vials of blood. I had a lot of medical supplies. We're going to put it in a cooler with some ice. And I think we need to head to the CDC over in Sholo. Looks like, well, I'm still reorganizing the trailer. And Karen's like, well, you need to put that on hold. And we need to go to Sholo, or you need to have someone escort us there. Sholo has a quarantine camp. I didn't tell you about it because I didn't see a point in going there. Now we got fresh vial of infected blood, we might have a shot in figuring out what this thing is. We might be able to save the world. Looks like, is there anyone even in Sholo? I mean, have you heard anyone send out a distress call or anything? And Karen's like, it doesn't hurt to look. Now, you have a semi out there with, yes, I know limited gas, but there also might be gas and fuel we can use over in Sholo. We can't find any in Payson. You don't have any at the rest area. Sholo is just past the rest area, so if we're going to find more resources, it's going to be there. And I know we don't need any more, but we at least need more fuel. You have enough gas to put at least 5 gallons in either an RV or a fucking, or in one of the fucking cars, but that's not going to get us very far if we all have to leave. Luke's like, you're right. We can strap the rest of the gas cans onto the back of the semi, detach the trailer. Darnell, you could stay here, or you could be the one to escort them. Either way, I think you have as much training as I do, but he's like, I can stay here with everybody else if you'd like to go. I think Jennifer needs to come with us at the very least. She too is a medical specialist, and you're going to need as many brains in a lab as possible. Looks like I agree. And she can handle herself with a weapon, so we're prepared to leave. It's already almost 1:30, so let's see. Is the power still on? Yes. The power to the cabin still has been running, so yeah, we'll definitely leave within the hour. Sholo should be roughly maybe, let's see. Sholo is about 60 miles from this cabin, so he's like, if we speed, we could probably get there in like an hour. She's like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, alright, let's get ready to prep, and just keep a close watch on everything. Alright, so they prep the vehicle, and they get ready to take off to Sholo. And Luke, Jennifer, and Karen all get in the vehicle. Luke detached the trailer, brings up the semi, and he's already bungee strapped and ratchet strapped some of the this is not like a sleeper one, so there's no special compartments, but they put some of their gas cans on the back, so that way they can begin to fill it up. And Luke's like, Karen, I hope you're right and that we're not actually leading to our deaths. And Karen's like, yeah, me neither. And they begin to load up and they leave, heading for Sholo. It's about 60 miles away. So on their way, they go past the rest area, and after they reach past the rest area, let's see, is there any major random events happening on the side of the road, or is it alright, NPC action. Uh-oh. This isn't good. Threaten. Goal. Uh-oh. Well, there's definitely a problem. Well, let's see what we got here. Riley Kwan, ex-cop. So, while those three are gone, Diego Darnell and let's see, and Clyde are all reorganizing the the camper, or not the camper, the back of the trailer. I'm gonna actually take away another 4 more endurance points from them. And while they're doing that, someone comes up to them and says, "So, what are you guys doing?" "Oh, we're just reorganizing the supplies here, just stuff," and said Darnell. And Darnell's like, "What can I do for you, Mr. Kwan?" "My name's Riley Kwan." "Riley Kwan, it's nice to meet you." He's like, "You too. What's your name?" "Darnell Price. This is Clyde Mathers and Diego Ramirez." Diego Ramirez. Does Diego and Riley know each other? That is a good question, given the fact he's a cop. Is Riley a cop of Payson? I'm going to say is likely. No, he's a cop somewhere else. Alright, so he doesn't know Diego. And he's like, so, you guys just take orders from that guy, Luke? He took our only vehicle out that anyone could use to escape in case that we get hit by, I don't know, some infected. And you guys just blindly take orders from him as he abandons you. I'm going to roll to see how well that talk was. Not very well. Darnell turns around and says, he's actually saved our lives, and this is his property. And Riley's like, I don't know about you guys, but property is a loose term in today's time, I imagine, with the world has pretty much ended, and we were all left to fend for ourselves. Darnell's like, we have a girl named Tanya keeping a lookout. He's like, female. Ooh, how does he feel about females? Exceptionally, he's like, females are okay, especially hunters, but I mean, I just don't think he needs to be leading if he takes our only escape. Darnell's like, listen, he'll be back. It's like, that's not the point. He's wasting gas on a fool's errand while he shot somebody in the head. She turned into an infected. I'm just saying. Think about it. They're not really thinking that hard. He's like, we are thinking about it, and either you get behind the fact that he has rules here and this is his show, or you get the fuck out of here, said Darnell as, let's see here. I'm going to give him a -2 because Riley's not going to be that easily scared or intimidated, but this is going to be kind of an intimidation technique. Nah, I'm going to spend 2 essence. And he's like, you know what? We'll talk some other time. And Riley actually leaves. Alright, so we've got a few things that are going on here. We definitely got another NPC support cast. So Diego's got a character sheet. The sergeant is dead. So we are actually going to take away all of this because we don't need any of this anymore. Alright, and we have 6 nameless NPCs. While we have Riley Kwan. And Riley is of the following. He is a, let's see here, ex-cop, investigator, proficient with firearms, and good at tactical planning. Tactical planner. Alright. Probably not someone who wants to be messed with. And we'll probably make him... so, he's an ex-cop. Potential. So, he leaves. And Diego and Clyde's like, should we tell Luke when he gets back? He's like, when he gets back. Why don't you two finish up? He's like, I'm going to keep a close eye on everything. Make sure he's not stirring up trouble among anybody else. It's like, yeah. Diego's like, yeah, we'll finish this. And Darnell actually leaves. Okay, so after that, they make it to Sholo. Ooh, let's see here. I'm going to open up the book here. And let's see. Outbreak regions. Sholo. We don't have anything for Sholo yet. Okay, alright. The Ponderosa Campground. That's what we have there. Alright, so we don't have much on Sholo. So let's figure out what we have on Sholo. Sholo, Arizona. Population, roughly 13,000. Well, it was 13,000. So for us to have these numbers here, we have to actually match them or go over them. So let's say... Shit, sideways. Alright. This can go over here. Alright. Population, 13,000. Infected will have to be about... It can't go below 32 or 33. I'm going to say 33%. Dead has to remain, I'm going to say 64%. And living. 97, like 3%. Alright. Battle odds, pretty crappy looking. Let's see here. Like roughly 4,300 to their 400. So roughly 10.3 to 1. Normie's outnumbered easily. Boy, this virus really knows how to move around things. Alright, so as they enter Sholo, let's see what they see here. I'm going to roll for a random event, see what happens. Because something's clearly going on here. Move toward thread. Imitate. Uh-oh. Imitate means to copy. Representative. Oh, imitate basically a representative of maybe someone else. So move towards a thread. Well, definitely Sholo Quarantine Camp. Definitely something we can move towards. So they actually, as they enter, they actually do not see any of the infected. They do see bodies, all kinds laying around, some rotting, some been rotting for a while, probably some of the living. It's hard to actually tell at this point. And as they're entering, they're driving very slowly. And Luke goes, Jesus. And Karen and Jennifer is both there with them, and they're like, it's like a war zone here. Yeah, and Karen's like, but the question is, who won? If anybody. And Luke's like, so where's this quarantine camp at? She's like, well, it's kind of like in an office building. It'll let you know because it'll say quarantine camp on it. It'll be fenced in. And let's see, does he see it right away? He doesn't really know what he's looking for, but, you know, they do drive a little bit ways into it without seeing any infected. And he does. He's like, I think I see it. And are the gates still up? Yes, the gates are still up. Does it look like there's anyone living there? I'm going to say it's likely with the gates still up. No. So there's smoke. Okay, so as they're approaching it, Karen's like, Luke, there's smoke there. And Jennifer's like, yeah. They pull all the way up to the gate, and they see where part of the gate came down. And he's like, shit. Should we check for survivors? And what are the possible chances? Let's see. What are the chances of survivors? Probably not. Oh, man. They don't see any survivors. Let's see here. Let me roll on the encounter and see what we get. 7. Alright, let me check my encounter table. Oh, actually, they encountered some normies, military and CDC. But there was actually another normie here. Let's see. It was, let me move towards the thread. The other normie was Angela Cortez. And, let's see here. She's going to be one that's going to come out, but we're going to see how many I got 1d4, 2. So, let's see. Who's the other one that comes out? Dominic Graves. So they don't see any military. They see some regular people coming out, and they're waving. They say, hey, help us. And Karen and Jennifer both look and go, they see this big guy, big tough guy, just waving his arm, jumping up and down. And they see this lady there, and she's just got tears in her eyes. And Luke and Jennifer and Karen all look, and they go, we found 2 more survivors. Looks like Luke is duty bound to protect and serve, and protecting civilians, so he gets out and says, come on. And does anyone else show up? Let's roll for a random event to see if anything else happens real quick. As they're running towards it. Move towards the thread. Okay. Trust. Plot. Ooh, I don't know. What thread should I move towards? Let me roll randomly on the random thread. Free thread, so I can move towards anything. Probably just saving survivors, I guess. And they get up to Luke, and Luke's like, is there anyone else left alive? Anyone from the CDC? I don't know. Is there anyone left alive for the CDC? Yes. And do they know where they're at? I mean, I'm going to say it's likely. Yes. Is the CDC base operational? I'm going to say it is unlikely. Exceptionally no. So Angela turns around and says, well, yeah, we've actually got more survivors, but we're the only ones that basically have seen you guys. Are they all in the building? They said, no, we've been hiding. The building fell a while ago. Infected. We escaped there, but we've been hiding out in the city. Are they lying? No, they're not lying. Okay, so he's going to roll and do an empathy check, sort of. I mean, they haven't really done much, but smooth talking wouldn't work. Alright. He's like, okay, well, show me where they're at, and we'll try and get everyone out of there, but you guys are going to have to hang on to the back. And does the gas station have fuel here? Yes. Yes, it is full of fuel. So we do know that for a fact. They shut down a while ago. Is there currently power on here? Yes. Okay, so they'll be able to do it. Are they currently held up in the gas station? I'm going to say is likely. Since we kind of... Looks like that's where we're going. Exceptionally, yes. They're like, we're actually held up in a fuel station. We'll show you. And they all load up in the back, and Luke gets in and shuts the door, and they head to the gas station. We're going to take a minute and take about 5-minute break here, and then we'll open up at the gas station. So, and see what other survivors we have here. So, be back in 5 minutes, everybody. All right, we are back. All right. So it turns out to be a regular gas station, just with diesel fuel and everything that they need. We're going to roll for a scene adjust to see if the scene is just going to proceed regularly. Add an object. Ooh. Do we get to pick up another semi? Do we get another semi we can drive? Exceptional, no. Okay. Darn, would have been fun to have a stocked out market for them to get load of supplies, even if it's processed food. LOL. Well, remember they also still have a lot of food in that. That's what they're organizing in the trailer back at the place. All right, so we're gonna add an object. All right, well, let me see here. Let's see what kind of object we're gonna add. Average. And fragile. Average and fragile. Ugh. What kind of objects could be good for us that would be average but fragile? Let's ask ChatGPT, shall we? We're going to say in the modern world, what object, modern world of 2025, what kind of object is modern and fragile for a zombie apocalypse adventure? Could be anything. Okay, good question. All right, modern and fragile object. Okay, so could be smartphone, portable drone, a tablet, solar-powered smart glass lantern, reality headset, electric car with a key fob. I like the electric car. Portable water filtration straw with nanofiber. Ugh, I don't know about that. Personal data storage implant. Oh, no. All right, they find an electric vehicle, and it's an electric car. Boy, is it a Tesla? We're gonna ask if it's a Tesla. Wasn't useful and fragile. Wasn't it useful and fragile? Yes. Oh no, it was modern and fragile. I don't know. That's what ChatGPT said. Okay. How about a cheap electric RV? How about that? I don't know. What would an RV be if it was fully electric? Okay, it's not an RV, Chris. It's just an electric vehicle. But see, I think the average for this part is in modern day, electric vehicles are kind of average now, where back in the day they were kind of high and expensive. But at the same time, it's fragile because there's no electricity. Electricity is kind of like day to day right now. So once this runs out, there's nothing else that you can do for it. If it's a Tesla, make sure it's covered in key scratches. Oh boy. Is the vehicle damaged? No, it's not damaged. Doesn't look good. I'm going to say is likely. Yes, it looks great, but there's a random event with it. Oh, dear God. Move away from thread. Oh, Lord. Betray. Oh, there's going to be an event. We asked too many questions. Betray an interior. Betray interior. Move away from thread. Okay. All right. Well, somebody definitely... I'm going to get rid of one of these free threads because we already did that one. Somebody already messed up the... Okay, so betray means somebody did something that they weren't supposed to. So I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying that Yeah, I get you. Um, so as they make it to the gas station, they see a vehicle moving away, and it's an electric vehicle. And as it begins to move away, did everyone leave in that vehicle, or is there people still left behind? Oh, everyone left. So they see this vehicle pulling away, and Angela is freaking out. Does Angela have her kids with her? Because I think Angela Cortez has kids. Um, Let me see here. Yes, Diego Cortez and Marisol Cortez. Um, so or so someone took her kids as she was coming back. So there's a third person. Is there another person or another two people? Okay, one other person. So as they leave, who took the kids? Let's find out. Bonnie, Yvonne DeMarco. And so as they pull away, which means there could be two other people, but as they pull up to the gas station, the electric vehicle pulls away and leaves as they're pulling in. And Angela's looking. She's like hearing she looks out the back to see this vehicle pull away. And I'm imagining, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And she's like, "Wait, Yvonne, Yvonne." And does Jennifer hear this at all? And I'm gonna say situational awareness would apply, because she's saying a name that she would recognize. Yes, definitely. We've got 4 levels of success, and Jennifer gets out and says, "Did you just say Yvonne?" And all right, Uncle Gus, take it easy, brother. Um, so so Jennifer gets out and she's like, "Yeah, one of the other people that we had was a girl named Yvonne DeMarco. I think she was, we ended up meeting her, and she's like, Yvonne DeMarco was someone who actually snuck away out of the Creta Ridge. You telling me she made it all the way this far? Yeah, she just ran away with my daughter, or with my son and daughter." And Luke at this point is kind of torn, and he's like, "Do you know where she's going? Did Has they spent any time away from each other? I'm not wondering if Yvonne left basically." Yes. She's like, "I've kind of been out here for a long time, and I said if I didn't get back for them to evacuate. We've been trying to scavenge for whatever goods we can. All we have is fuel with that electric vehicle." Luke turns around and says, "Well, let's fuel up. I'm going to see if I can look for another vehicle. And Jennifer, do you think you can drive this back home? What are you going to do?" It's like, "I'll go with Angela and see if we can... I'll take Angela with me, and I'll see if we can actually find her kids. And we'll bring them all back. Karen, I want you and take Dominic with you guys. Get back home with any supplies and gas that we get from here, okay? And I'll be back as soon as I can, I guess." And I'm like, I'm not gonna let a woman know if her, wonder if her kids are ever gonna be alive or not. We're not losing another child after we lost Frank. And Jennifer's like, "I get it. Yep, I can get this home." So they begin filling up. And let's see here. Is there another vehicle that we can find? I'm going to say is likely. This is actually a big place. Exceptionally, yes. And with the exception of yes, I'm going to say there's keys inside of it. So let's see. Let's look at the object. Extravagant. Ooh. And helpful. Extravagant, helpful. He finds a nice brand new Silverado truck. Yeah. And it's actually black. And he's like, "Hell yeah, cops every dream." And he gets in and he finds, is there anyone inside of it? Or anything inside of it? Exceptionally no, but unexpected random event. Move towards a thread. Waste. Uh-oh. An advantage. What thread are we going to move towards? Supply run gone wrong. Oh, damn. We wasted an advantage point talking. Did we lose power? I'm going to say it's likely. I'm going to say it's very likely. Yes. So they begin trying to activate the pumps, and Jennifer and Karen's like, Luke, these pumps are not activating. And he says, shit, the rolling blackouts might still be going. And she's like, this is the one with diesel. It's full of fuel. We can't... It's 60 miles back. We just wasted... We're about to waste roughly more than 120 miles on this. Well, we can't be gone for too long. They have no way out of there. Karen's like, we have to stay here. At least wait till it comes back. If the gas station is secure, we can secure it for the night. And... wow. That's what we moved into. Yeah, we're stuck. Karen's like, I have my gun. Jennifer's here. Luke, take Angela and see if you can find whoever it is you're looking for and find her kids. Jennifer, let's get ready to secure the end and secure the gas station. We'll keep watch throughout the night, and we'll wait until the power comes back on. And Dominic, you can stay with us. Luke looks around and says, shit, we weren't supposed to be gone this long. This was not supposed to happen. We were supposed to find a fucking scientist and show the blood. This was a fool's errand. Go. Karen looks and says, go. You're burning time. You need to save this person. These people. It's like, alright. Come on, Angela. And they hop in the truck, and he turns it on. Is there a full tank of gas in the truck? No. 3/4? I'm going to say is likely. Because there's got to be some gas in there. Exceptionally, yes. There's about, well, a little bit more than 3/4. And they begin peeling off. Karen looks at her watch and says, it's roughly about 4 o'clock. In about a few hours, it's going to get dark. We need to start setting up. Jennifer's like, yep, will do. And Jennifer grabs her assault rifle and wait to see if power ever gets restored. Does power get restored at all during this time? I'm going to say it's unlikely because it's rolling and they just had it. No. Oh, man. So they don't get power back on, turn back on the rest of the day. Karen and Jennifer and Dominic keep watch while Luke tries to catch up with Yvonne. Does Luke catch up with Yvonne? Exceptionally, yes. So, let's see. Do I got any... So, as they're racing down the street... Not that one. Do we have any, like... They're racing down the street, and Luke is catching up, and she's like... Angela's, like, rolling down the window, and is going, Yvonne! Trying to get her attention. Does Angela get her attention? Yes. Does Yvonne stop? Yes. Ambiguous event. Travel. And weather. Oh, the weather turns bad. Do we have one that has bad weather? Weather turns. Let's see, I do. Check my threads list. So as they begin to stop and slow down, they notice a rain wall cloud hits both the vehicles, and visibility becomes unbearable to see. Is there any visibility at all? We're gonna say is very unlikely. There is visibility. They stop, and does Yvonne let her have her kids back? I mean, I'm assuming they would. I'm assuming at this, because there's so much rain going on, Yvonne sees Angela, and it's heavy in the rain, and she looks, and her kids get out of the vehicle, and she gets out and lets them get in the truck. Yvonne's like, we didn't think we'd ever see you guys again. We haven't seen you in a few hours. We thought something might have happened. And she's like, no, but I'm glad you did exactly what I asked. Does Yvonne join the team? Does she just drive off? Yes. Unexpected random event again. Oh, Lord. Move away from thread. Trap. Oh, something's a trap. Trap and defense. There is an encounter somewhere. Alright. So somewhere, something begins to happen. Is there a battle at the gas station? Exceptionally, yes. And this is where we'll pick up next session. Is there will be a fight in the middle of the night. And we will see what that encounter is next time. As that we've been playing for damn near 2 hours. Wow, this is getting real here. So Jennifer, Dominic, and Karen are in trouble while they're going to try and get back to them. Alright. So, that's it for today. I think the chaos factor, we did manage to find, we had some things that kind of popped out of the blue, but we did manage to get things under control. You know, keep them under control. You know, we had a few encounters, whatever. I think I'm going to move this back down to chaos factor 5. I think that is fair for this round. But that's about it. And we will pick this up in probably a few days. For those who tuned in, thank you. Please like and subscribe. And we will begin the next day. It'll be a midnight battle after midnight on day 14. You guys have a great day.